All right, so a couple of things that we're going to want to, just to make a change, swinging them pretty well right now, but to kind of help get that left side out of play.
Okay.
Very upright at address, which, you talked about your wedges could be coming in steep.
Yeah.
Could have something to do with the lie, too, as to why you're cutting them with the wedges. But, when you're up real steep like that and upright, it's easy to kind of just rip that thing in hands low and left type of move there. So what I want you to try and do is go ahead and when you set up here, I see what you're saying earlier about, when you miss it left, you're thinking about out and then dropping it inside.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you take the club away, it's going to return down to the ball, similar. So what might feel like that kind of almost a Jim Furyk move, a lot of times that still might be a little outside in, and being a better player, you know how to kind of keep the face square. So you're going to square the club face up, but then that's going to be hard left for you. So what I want you to do is go ahead and address one, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and forget about this half of the club and just think about our hands there.
Okay.
And what I want you to try and do is we're going to change your setup a little bit, so just get you a little further away from the ball, and then a little more forward and hunched over. Yep. Okay. So we want to think about taking these hands. When you take the club away, hands kind of come behind you, almost to that pocket here, instead of you have that tendency of a little quick and out this way. So we want to pull those hands behind you, and we want to swing out, out towards that white flag there. Try and get those hands out and away from it. So just thinking about the handle, again, from waist height, good. So kind of behind you by that pocket there, and then out away from your target there. So we just want to change that train of thought. Instead of that out and down move, we want to think of, keeping our body connected, where we can turn our body through the ball, prevent that ball from going left. Yeah, that one took off. That one went left there. Alright, so kind of getting a little Dustin Johnson shut at the top there. Like you talked about with your iron, drawing it straight back with this right hand this way, so that your hands aren't closing down and getting up real steep this way. So one piece takeaway, we want to do that club dragging on the floor so you feel like your right hand's almost over the top of it here. From here, it's hinging straight up so that you get that nice flat wrist there versus the cup wrist, which is going to be that left move. Yep. What we want to make sure we're doing when we're playing a bump and run is when you take the club away, so you're good, go ahead and take it all the way through how you normally would. See how the putter or the 8-iron face is still pointed at the target? Yeah. What that's going to do is that's going to put a lot of backspin on your ball, which is good if we're playing a downhill shot or something that we don't need to run it out. Go ahead and set up one more time. What we want to do here is on our follow through is we want to let the toe of the club pass the heel a little bit.
It's almost like
so you're almost like a regular golf swing where you're releasing it a little bit, but that's going to give you a little more top spin to help that ball hit the ground and then dig up the hill instead of kind of check right into the hill.
I got you. Okay.
And that's something that we typically only want to do when we're level ground, a lot of room to work with, because it'll help us get it to the hole, or uphill, need it to run out afterwards. If we're downhill type of thing, then you're correct. You want to kind of hold that finish off a little bit for a little more spin. Yeah, it's just that little bit of a release through it. There you go. But now if you look at where